Invincible Season 2 Part 2 has finally dropped and it will be making its appearance on this channel. Off rip, I'm gonna tell you guys for free, this wait that we had to wait was not worth it. It did not make any sense. When Part 1 was airing, I was living in a different country. I was even dropping YouTube videos like that. That's enough for you guys to know how much time has really passed. But I'm gonna be a fair guy. I'm gonna review this show without any bias. No grudges held one bit. It's not like they just made me sit around for 5 months and wasted all my time for nothing. The episode kicks off where we last left. Invincible and Omni-Man absolutely got washed in that last fight. Like, they got touched. These ants had never seen anything like this before. These ants have never seen a person look like this before. He looks like D Rose. He is currently on his last legs. Skip time forward, Mark has been helping these guys restore back all that they had damaged. And his stepmom, if I can even say that, and him have decided that it's time for him to return back home to Earth. And she requests that he takes his little brother with him too. Now I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. In a world where blacks and white already don't get along, what do you think is gonna happen if you throw a purple guy into the mix? You've absolutely set this guy up for failure. He has no side to back him. If being black is already hard difficulty, being purple is definitely max difficulty. So Mark comes back to Earth after 3 months and he has to explain to his mom that his dad is still alive, dad has married someone else, they've had a kid, the kid came back with them to Earth to stay with them, the kid is purple, and dad has been taken by the Viltrumites. Omni-Man might have taken the award for the worst dad and husband, but Mark Loki gotta take the award for the worst son. I don't know how you can pour all that on your mom and just look at her like this. But yeah, and at the same time, Doug has finally found out that he's been cloned and he's mad about it. He has all the reasons to be mad, because if they did all this to me and I still have the same stats, the build and attributes, I'm not gonna be smiling. They better give me that second awakening like they did to Jinwoo. Mark comes back to college after being away for 3 months, says what's up to his zesty roommate, but you already know what timing he's on. To go 3 months with no action is a struggle, so he pulls up straight to his girl to get down to business. On the way he runs into Cecil, and of course he already knows what's been going on. He has his whole house bugged out. He knows about everything that happened in space, he already knows about the kid, he already knows about all that. So Mark's gotta cut a deal with him that he'll be back on board with the team tomorrow, or else Cecil's gonna come and take that kid, probably use him to run some experiments or some tests. You don't know what this guy's capable of doing. Mark accepts that deal and goes straight to Amber's room just to see that she's got her friends over. If that was me and I walked into my girl's room and in the exact same scenario, this shit would be mad awkward, especially for Mark. He's been gone for 3 months. With his girl in university, she's gotta get to some action too while he's gone. And for Mark, he's gotta fuck those ants too. Skip forward, the jig is up for Shapesmith. They all discover that he's a Martian, and on his way getting to Earth, he left a human to die. And what ended up happening to that human was that his body was taken over by the Sequid, and he became some big, evil, disgusting looking hive mind type of creature. Now they gotta find a way to go up there and stop all this. I don't be wrong when saying this, because the amount of gaps in this show and its season and the episodes, I tend to forget a lot of things that have happened. But he really hasn't done much in this show except for having his younger self being replicated. He goes and he asks Adam Eve to join them again, and it ends up working out. And he also asked for a little bit of something extra, but that shit doesn't end up working out. Oliver back at home, and you already know he hates his life. Eating all that baby food, he was expecting Earth to be sweet. He was looking for the Popeyes chicken sandwich, the Chick-fil-A, but he's out here eating blended Arby's Meat Mountain. I'm not gonna lie, if I was him, I'd want to self-delete too. Now Mark has to let Amber know again that he's gonna be going back to space for a mission. And at this point, if Amber isn't already been cheating on him, he can't get mad about it. Even look at the way that he hugs Eve when he sees her. You already know. You ask Mark, does he want Adam Eve or does he want Amber? While those guys are headed to space, Rex and the others are back at the base ordering food and chilling. Like, I know there's probably an inch of worry for your friends that you see them going on this mission, but the second that they're ordering pizza, I'm gonna be the first person on the phone getting that barbecue based chicken and jalapeno pizza. But unfortunately, I don't know how this happens. At the moment that the main guys are gone, the Lizard League steps in and they say, yeah, it's go time. You already know these guys are cooked. There is no way that they're going to be able to hold it down without the rest. I'm going to focus on everything that happened in space before I'm going to go back to Earth. I never really appreciated Adam Eve that much, but her abilities is probably like top 5 if you exclude all the Viltrumites in this show. She is able to keep them in some sort of shield bubble to protect them from the blast of their spaceship. Then on top of that, she's able to get that bubble to go through inside the ship. So now they're inside the ship here to save the day. But I'm telling you, it's always niggas that gotta ruin everything. He decides in his mind that it's a good idea to punch one of these Sequids, not knowing that they all share the same intelligence. Now all the Sequids know where they are and they're cooked. And now this big, evil, disgusting looking guy, he starts the battle. And to be fair, he didn't really look or sound quite intimidating, but he's low-key controlling these Sequids, taking all these guys on. And at this point, I can't lie, I don't even know how these guys are gonna be able to pull this one off. This kid was able to use the robot to stun the Sequids, but it only stunned them for a few seconds before they started attacking again. Adam Eve, probably my MVP of this episode, she's able to put them all in the shield barrier again, but it can only keep them alive for not so long. We're gonna have to wait until the next episode to see how the script writers are gonna save them, or if they're gonna die like the rest of their homies back on Earth. And what's going on back on Earth is actually so unfortunate. These guys wasn't even supposed to be doing anything too crazy, but they ended up in a much tougher battle than the guys up in space. I'm definitely gonna have to blur out most of these scenes because what these guys done to them was just too brutal. In fairness, they were holding it down, but this guy, specifically this guy, he's a menace. Shrink Girl gets swallowed by him, but then she tries to expand herself just to kill him off from the inside, and the sounds I heard of him crushing her bones was just ungodly. It's the only way to put it, was just ungodly. A villain like this is just too dangerous to see the light of day. And I know I said that Rex hasn't been doing anything in this show significant, but at the end of this episode, if he's dead, I've got to give him some respect. I've got to put some respect on his name. He put in so much of pain, so much of work before he went out. He died fighting. He died fighting. And then the episode ends off with your boy Alan the alien waking up to find out that he's been buffed and the guy that's kept him this long is a Viltrumite. Not gonna lie, this was a W-ass episode. The mid-season break definitely was pointless as hell, but I'm just happy that the show is back. The next 3 episodes, I'm hoping for straight W's and straight action. So now we've got Invincible Thursdays and we've got Solo 11 Saturdays. And I know people want to throw in Ninja Kamui Fridays, but I'm gonna be so real. I'm not reviewing that show. That shit is just straight boxing, no plot.